Kicking It With KeKe. Kicking It With KeKe. Kicking It With KeKe. Full of personality. Switching up the storyline on God, we making history.
Writing books, changing lives, one day at a time. Put your problems to the side. Enjoy yourself. Free your mind.
Kicking It With KeKe. What's up, y'all, and welcome to the season finale of season 4 of Kicking It With KeKe, life, love, and all that other shit. Y'all see the setup is different, doing stuff different. Listen, it's the season finale of season 4, and I have my nephew. What's up, y'all? He is my co-host for today, and we're closing out this new season. I say new season, but y'all, this is episode 19. 19. That's my favorite number.
Come on.
Stay tuned because I have some more stuff with the number 19 coming up, giving myself some breaks. You know, gotta have breaks. How important is it to have breaks?
Very important.
All right, so everybody know who I am by now. If you don't, I am author KeKe Chanel. I am a certified life coach as well as a lifestyle blogger. I started Kicking It With KeKe because I wanted to have conversations that can change the narrative in our culture, our consciousness, and our community. We have to have those hard conversations because I believe that when we change the narrative, everything starts to ebb and flow. So those hard conversations become everyday conversations, and our quality of life from generation to generation just changes. It flourishes. We have to do that.
Yeah.
And so I thank you all for rocking with Kicking It With KeKe for 4 seasons, guys. It seems like yesterday, but I am so elated. So yes, but yeah, that's who I am, and this is what I do. Nephew, tell the people who you are. You ain't new to this.
Right. Show lane ain't new, but definitely true. Listen, y'all, I am super excited about being here. For you guys that do not know me, my name is Braeden. I am a full-time college student. I am also a full-time working IT, which is information technology for the people that do not know that. I am also the proud CEO of #I'm Different, which is a clothing brand company that's inspiring you to be your true authentic self through apparel. Our main vision, our main goal for your life is to be a living blueprint to society that's encouraging you to be what your creator created you to be, despite society's expectations. You can't be different if you choose to stay the same. That's me. That's who I represent. And yeah, I was kind of excited when you said different setup and all that good stuff, because you already know I'm all about making a difference. You know, my brand is surrounded about you actually doing something that is out of the norm. That's not really expected. So I was excited when you said that. I was like, go ahead on, child.
Absolutely.
A different setup, a different season, and then too, you have to realize that whenever we go through those different seasons, we have different outcomes that's supposed to come out of it too as well. So I'm excited. I can't wait.
Change is good.
Exactly.
And sometimes you have to switch stuff up.
Yeah.
You know, we switching things up. Listen, and then we got the artist Leah Amori. Showcasing her art.
Come on.
Y'all go follow her, Leah Amori Art, on Instagram. She does commission work, so she sells her paintings. You can't have any of these, but no, these are for sale. I'm a hate when they leave.
Yeah.
Because it's my art wall.
Right.
But we all off the subject. But on this season finale of Kicking It With KeKe, I wanted to talk a little about, because, you know, May was Mental Health Awareness Month, and we are now in the month of June. So I believe that mental health should be talked about daily instead of just reserved for a month.
Right.
And the month of June is also Black Music Month.
Yeah.
I call it Black Freedom Month because we have Juneteenth.
Yeah.
So I want to ask you a couple of questions first. We're gonna get into it.
Okay.
You know, it's gonna be good. Relax yourself. I see you got that culture t-shirt on.
Yeah, you already
I'm rocking the Bob Marley because, you know, don't worry.
Right.
Everything gonna be all right. Okay. You know, I mess up songs, but shout out to Bob. But how important is it to make sure that you're in a good headspace mentally especially when you're embracing your difference?
I think it's very important whenever it comes to you actually making sure that your mental and your mindset is definitely free whenever it comes to dealing with other people, because again, you can't basically pour into somebody if you're not getting poured into. What does a broken glass have, there's something that's already whole, doesn't, So I think it's very important, because I can't inspire you to embrace your difference or anything like that if I'm not okay. And so this year, actually, I've been taking breaks. I've been taking breaks from social media. I've been taking breaks from going live on TikTok. I've been taking breaks from going live on Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff, because I had to make sure that breaking was good first before I was able to, display that out. So if I'm not good, then nobody else should be good.
And it should start with self. Mental health should start with self-care, self-love, self-inventory, self-discovery, self-reflection. We have to hold ourselves accountable if we are not living the life that we desire.
Exactly.
It's nobody's fault but ourselves, because at some point we grow up and we have to stop blaming other people for some of the things that they didn't have to give to us.
Exactly.
We have to realize that some people just don't know how to love us.
Yeah.
So now that we're in a place to teach, love ourselves, we can teach other people how to love us. So I believe, I thank you for your answer. I do believe that mental health is important when it comes to being different, because.
And then you have to also realize too, not to cut you off, you have to also realize is once you look at somebody and you paint this picture of basically like every time you see me, I'm always energetic, I'm always outgoing, I'm always, happy, I'm always telling you a joke, I'm always doing that. You expect that each and every time you see me. You don't expect anything else. If you do not get if you don't get basically that response from me, obviously, AKA something is going on. So it's like you have to make sure that you're very careful of basically how you present yourself to everybody that's out there looking at you, because they're used to a certain degree of you. A lot of people do not deserve to see you in your weakness.
Exactly. And not to cut you off, it's almost like the strong person can never have a moment of weakness.
Exactly.
So if I always see you happy-go-lucky, that means that I'm not really paying attention to you.
Exactly.
Because if I'm observing versus just seeing, you find more.
Exactly.
And although those words are the same, they have different levels to it.
Exactly.
Just like changing and growing and evolving.
Yeah.
It's different levels to it. And you have to want to it.
And then you can't also fault that person that can't see you in their life, because obviously you brought something to their life that they can't see. So now some people have to see me joyous and all that stuff, because that's how they get through their day. Right. Some people have to see, a video of me on TikTok being like funny or doing something like that, or seeing me on live interacting with people, all this stuff, childish and, all the time. Yeah. People always, like, some people have to see that, because you, like, the weight that you carry or whatever is because they're looking for that in order for them to go through their day.
You don't never know. Like, you're inspiring them, you're blessing them in some way.
Correct. So it's like you're doing your due diligence in order for you to get that content out, or you getting that positivity out, even if you're not receiving it. So that's why whenever I'm not in that space, or if I'm not feeling good, or if I'm in a way of where it's like, I know I can't basically pour into you like I would like to or whatever at this moment, I say, I'm good. I can't do that right now. Like I'm gonna stay in the comments, or, I'm not going live, I'm gonna actually go home, watch TV, do something so I can be able to get my mind off of everything that's going on in the world.
I'm glad that you say that, because some people take offense to you telling them I can't do it right now.
Yeah.
Or when you start to show up for yourself and have to stop showing up for somebody else, they take offense to that.
Yeah.
Why do you believe that, though?
Selfish. Selfish, and also inconsiderate, because the thing is, like, if you know what it takes in order for you to get up, if you know what it takes in order for you to basically put on, not a show, but it's you, but if you have to put on this image each and every day, you already know how hard that is. Yeah. And then too, you can already see that in this everyday life when it comes to actors, and when you seeing like all these people that have the big money and all that stuff too, because they always have to be a certain way.
Right.
You can't see them in any other way. And then too, if you see
vulnerable.
Correct. So it's like, okay, so if I can't be vulnerable around you, then I don't need to be with you or anything like that. And so for me, it's like I've learned to place people in their specific categories.
Absolutely.
And I've learned to make sure that I'm able to still be me, But at the same time, too, if I'm not feeling it, I don't care what nobody say. I don't give a damn. Like, I need to make sure that Braeden is good first.
Because guess what? When you're not okay, the same gonna be going on with their life.
Exactly. And then guess what they're gonna do? Find somebody else to do that.
Exactly.
And for me, I learned that those are actually leeches rather than anything else. And so all you're looking for is the light. That's all you're looking for. As soon as that light is on, it's like, okay, great. Let me go ahead and go over here to it because I need this energy. I need something like that. But then when it's off or when it's dim, it's like, oh shucks, I can't deal with them no more. They started acting different. That's why you get those people that say you started acting different or you started acting funny.
Yeah, when you're taking care of yourself, you always gonna be different. Exactly. You're always gonna be acting funny.
Yeah.
I take that.
Yeah.
I'm acting funny. You damn right. We're gonna be hilarious in this bitch because I have to make sure that I'm okay first.
Exactly.
And I realize that when you do that, when you pour into yourself, you lose people.
Yeah.
But you really don't.
Exactly.
It's like dead weight.
Yeah.
And Incapable Bondage was talking about it on her live earlier. She was saying how sometimes you have to drop that shit off.
Yeah.
Like sometimes you have to drop your baggage off. And that means pouring into other people to give them your baggage to help them get over theirs so that the cycle can continue.
And that's the beauty of the post office and the UPS and all that stuff. Because you get items or you get these things or whatever, and all they're doing is basically dropping them off to make sure that they can get to the specific area, to the specific person. So that person, exactly. So that's the importance of FedEx and all these other places too, because all you have to do is just drop off your package.
Drop it off.
Drop it off. Sometimes you have to pay a price for you dropping it off, but at the same time too, that price that you pay is gonna have a long run of great things coming forth or anything like that. So I think in that manner, sometimes you do have to just let stuff go. Just basically prioritize your day in a way. And for me, in this season of my life, I've been getting back into organizing myself and basically writing stuff down, making sure that I can keep up with when I'm going to work, when I'm gonna be off, when I have time to do this, when I have time to do that, because my day gets like overwhelmed with work, then I get phone calls, then I go on social media and they be like, hey, come up, let's talk right quick and all that stuff. My day gets like bombarded with a whole bunch of stuff. And so you have to
be organized.
Exactly.
It makes things a whole lot easier.
Exactly.
Especially for your mental health.
Exactly.
And for anybody who's listening, if you are neglecting your mental health, you are doing yourself a disservice because you will suffer in the long run.
Exactly.
And that neglection of our mental health can lead to mental illness.
Exactly.
That's a whole nother monster.
Yeah.
That we're not talking about it.
Yeah.
But I wanted to segue into being intentional, man. And we have to be intentional with making sure that we are good mentally.
Yeah. Because
if our minds are cluttered or cloudy or just fragile, everything else gets thrown off flow.
Exactly.
Work life, home life, your career, business, building your brand and all of that. And social media plays a big part in that, but you still have to learn how to take breaks.
Yeah.
Like, everybody has been to school at some point. We took breaks. Recess.
Yeah.
Recess yourself to recess your mind.
Yeah.
And it's okay to do that. But being intentional, what do you when you hear about the word intentional, what does that mean for Braeden?
Intentional. Every time I hear intentional, I think of Travis Green. Intentional.
Yeah, I love Travis.
Right, I'm telling you. But I think of this song only because that's the first thing that comes to my mind is really intentional about Travis Green, because he's describing God and all that stuff because he's very intentional. And so for me, I think that just means literally just showing up for yourself, honestly, and also putting everything, making sure that you're consistent in that. One main thing for me that I attract from other people, or that people are attracted to me about, is I'm very intentional about what I do, and I'm very consistent about what I do as well. So if I say I'm gonna show up and I'm gonna be there, I'm gonna actually show up and be there if I can. If I can't, then you should be able to understand that. But I'm very intentional about being there, being on time, making sure that I can come there and help if I can, doing all of this stuff. So I think that it's for me, it ties into consistency. Yeah. And for me, a major thing in my life is I need people around me that's going to be consistent. I mean, if you're going to be fake, I need you to be consistently fake. Yeah. Don't be fake one day and then all of a sudden you decide that you want to be real.
I hate that shit, man. I hate that shit because it's draining.
Exactly.
It's frustrating.
And then you don't know who you meet that day.
And if you my thing is, I can respect you more if you just tell me, hey, I'm not feeling the best today. I'll call you when I want to talk.
Yeah.
Or, hey, I couldn't do this, but let me know. So, because I hate to feel like I'm bothering somebody.
Exactly.
So if I call you and I sense in your tone that I done interrupted your peace or some way, you probably won't hear from me for a while.
Yeah.
And I'm just being honest because that makes me feel like shit, really.
Yeah.
When I was just calling to check in.
Yeah.
And the way that my job works, I can't sit up on the phone and talk to people all day, every day.
Exactly.
I don't know your schedule like that.
Exactly.
And if I tell you my schedule and you just forget it, that's letting me know that you don't care.
And you don't value it.
Exactly. I don't have to keep telling you my schedule.
Exactly.
So I'm venting a little bit because that has happened to me within the last couple of weeks. And it hurt my feelings because it was people that I love. And I just had to realize that sometimes we all go through things. Some people talk about it, some people don't. Just because I was happy that day doesn't mean that they were happy that day. I got the short end of the stick that day. Maybe I've given it to them. So I have to make sure that I'm intentional about being mindful. And not taking it personally.
Exactly.
Because when you take stuff personally, you will never be happy because not everything is about you.
And then you'll play victim.
Oh yeah.
And you'll be stuck in that.
Oh, that victim mindset.
Yeah. So then once you privy your mind of being victim or being the victim all the time or whatever, that's whenever you actually get into the mindset, well, nobody really loves me. Nobody really care about me. Then you come up with the suicidal thoughts. And then you come up with you're lonely. Then you come up with, I'm unhappy, I'm sad, all the other stuff. And you don't realize that those are temporary feelings. And you make temporary feelings a lifetime decision.
Yes.
And so the thing is, you have to make sure that you're able to align and also assess the situation. So you won't even take stuff personally. Me, I know I sit there and take a lot of stuff personal. And it depends on if the only way that I take something personal is if you're consistent in there. But I don't blame you for being consistent. I appreciate you because now I'm able to see your true colors. You know what I'm saying? And like I said earlier, once you show me your true colors, baby, I'm not about to sit there and let you paint no rainbow.
But still, though, when somebody show you your true colors, I still don't take it personally. That's on them.
Yeah, exactly.
But I know who you are now.
Exactly.
So I know how to move with you.
And I'm grateful for that because maybe I didn't already pray the prayer that was like, God, show me who I'm supposed to be in. Or with in
the
this,
people who not.
So I can't get mad at you for showing me your true colors at all.
I can't get mad. If I get mad at you, I'm getting mad at God.
Yeah.
And I'm getting mad at myself because I prayed that prayer.
Correct.
So when you don't take stuff personally, you see life through a different lens.
Yeah.
And 2020 has taught me a lot about not taking things personally. And I'm a better person for it. Mind, body, and spirit. The shit that used to make me mad back in the day, it rolls off my shoulders.
Yeah.
You not talking to me? I don't care.
Yeah.
That's helping me free myself up to do other shit.
Exactly.
So.
Or pour into other people because at first I was pouring into you heavily because, that's what I found out. Yeah.
Yeah.
But now it gives me opportunity. So that's why now it's like I don't even let busy be an excuse anymore.
Oh, I don't like that.
In this season of my life, I'm sorry, busy can't be an excuse for me. If you use busy for me or I was busy and anything like that, I'm about to say I'm probably one of the busiest person that you will ever meet. It's hard for you to pinpoint like where I'm gonna be at. But if you call me and be like, Bray, what's going on? What you doing? AKA I'm at work. You know what I'm saying? School start back, I'm at school. Then after that, I'm at work. You know what I'm saying? You can pinpoint stuff or whatever. And then if I have the time or if I'm able to set that time aside or whatever in order for me to make sure I'm able to come over there and spend time with you. Or hell, I don't even have to come and spend time with you. If you already know I'm up there, quote unquote, busy or, basically that, you can easily stop at my house and be like, hey, I just, I'm calling. Hey, I'm in the area. Do you want company right now? I got some food. Like, can we chill right quick? Whatever. I just want to spend some time with you. But, once you deal with people that don't consider that.
Not even that. Effective communication.
Exactly.
People don't like to communicate. They want to dump all their shit on you.
Yeah.
But don't want to communicate. Like,
exactly.
Did you even ask me, hey, do you have the time to listen?
Exactly.
Are you in a mental space to listen to what I have going on?
Exactly.
Because if I say, Braeden, hey, you got a minute to listen? I need to vent.
Exactly.
And you would be like, well, I'm going to call you back in a little bit or something if you're not able to.
Right.
Hold on, let me put you in my ear or something.
Yeah, or if I'm busy, be like, hey, hold on. Listen, I'm going to have to call you right back. Like, give me 1 second, please. And if I don't call you right back, please know, like, obviously
something happened.
Something happening, or I'm busy, something like that. So I can't, so you won't be able to follow me if I call you back and be like, well, hey, I'm good now. Like, what's going on? What's up? All the other stuff. You know, so, and then too, sometimes when people actually call me and they do that, and sometimes I really be like in work and all that stuff too. And then my mind goes like somewhere else. And like I would end up calling the next day and be like, oh, I didn't forgot or whatever. Or it's fine. I didn't already took care of it, all that stuff. And I apologize for not being there at the moment. But at the same time too, I knew at that moment, maybe God was up there sheltering me for not even listening to that. So that's probably why I end up forgetting, because of that reason, because anything that's of importance to me, I'm definitely gonna remember it, if that makes sense. So maybe God didn't place me in order for me to protect myself from basically trying to get into whatever situation you're going into in that moment. And so in that moment, you can't really fault me on that, because it's like, hey, like I was available, but at the same time too, you caught me at the bad time. So yeah,
it's all about the communication. If I call, if I'm not able to answer my phone, people notice. If I don't answer my phone, I will send a text message.
Exactly.
Say, hey, I can't talk right now. I'm gonna call you back in a minute.
Yeah.
Or if I'm at work and I'm on a call, I can't answer my phone if I'm talking to somebody else.
Exactly.
I have to wear a headset, and it's just all about being mindful. Like, put yourself in somebody else's situation.
Yeah.
You just never know what's going on. Now, if somebody is calling me back to back, then yeah, it's an emergency.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'll be
let
like,
it be emergency.
Let it be an emergency.
Let it be no BS.
Don't.
Because I didn't cuss my sister out for doing that mess. I almost cussed my mama out for doing that mess. You know, I didn't almost cuss some people out, you know, for calling me back to back. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, I didn't want that. I just want that. Oh, Jesus, that's one way for you to piss me off quick. That's one. Now that I go 0 to 100 with quick, because I can't stay. Like, my time is very precious. My time is very valuable. I don't have time to sit there and be playing on the phone all day, every day. Like, I literally call me whenever you need me, you know, and don't even call me whenever you need me. Call me whenever it's necessary in order for us to be able to reciprocate, because now I'm up there. Now I'm realizing in this life, in this lifetime, I should say, or in this season, is that reciprocation is very important, and it's very important for you to be reciprocated in whatever type of relationship that you're in.
Yeah, reciprocity is a must for me.
Exactly.
At this point in my life, it has always been a must, but now at this point, like, I'm middle aged, Braeden. I'm 45. That's half of 90.
Yeah.
I'm a middle aged woman. I ain't got time for BS, like, for real. Either you're going to be in my life or you're not.
Exactly.
We're not going back and forth. We're not going back and forth at all. If I have not done you anything, I'm not apologizing to you for that.
Exactly.
If you feel some type of way about me or toward me, especially if I know I didn't do anything, and you don't come to me and bring that to my attention so we can have an adult conversation about it, I don't care nothing about that.
Exactly.
I'm too focused on trying to build what I got going on than to worry about some little small-minded, underhanded, malicious type, woe is me, victim ass mentality ass person. And I may sound heartless. I'm not. But at the same time, enough is enough.
Yeah.
The life is hard for everybody.
Exactly.
And it be life in the hell out of us.
Yes.
So what makes you think I'm going to be losing sleep when I'm in a fucking insomniac?
Yeah.
I don't really sleep like that anyway.
Yeah.
Over some petty stuff that you got going on.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen. Not for me. Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah.
Facts.
And then in this season, I'm in for mindset, definitely for mindset, and then also for my mental illness. I'm not dealing with the people that I'm kin to, related to by blood. I'm not really dealing with folks like that. Because for me now, it's time. It's time out for excuses.
Yeah.
It's time out for
I don't dwell in excuses at all.
It's time out for religious practices. It's time out for it's time out
this
for
is who I am.
Correct. It's time out for you already know who this is, you know, all
I'm setting my ways.
Yeah, like because that means that, like, a fool will always be setting his ways.
A fool will always be setting his ways, and there's no growth in that.
Correct.
That means that you at some point decided that this is who I am, so I don't want to grow.
And then I don't want nobody else to grow with me. Yeah. So if you didn't make that decision, then Why am I going to you? Why am I coming to you to have a conversation? Why am I going to you in order for me to basically spend time with you because you're refusing to grow? Everybody that's in my life has a requirement when it comes to it. If we can't grow together, we can't go together. I'm sorry. So if we can't grow, we can't go. Like, honestly, I don't even want to go to the movies, to the store, none of the other stuff. Literally, if we're not growing, if we're not able to reciprocate growth, if we're not able to push each other, if we're not able to call each other and be able to be an accountability partner to each other, all that good stuff, we can't go nowhere.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we cannot do anything like that together at all.
Our flow don't go.
Yeah.
I mean, ain't no flow there. Like, what we doing? We just
looking at each other. All because we can. We cousins.
You good?
We friends. You my auntie, so we just gonna sit here. But if I don't see you growing, how what is that?
Yeah, we just sitting here. You good?
You want a cold drink?
Yeah,
cold pop.
No, we're gonna drink some water.
Right.
Because we ain't going nowhere. We just sitting. Like, for real. And mental health, being intentional, mindset, personal development, and all of that goes hand in hand.
Yeah.
But it all starts with making the decision to want
to do it.
Because just because that don't mean you're gonna do it.
Exactly.
You gotta want to do it. It's an action. It takes action.
Yeah.
Just like we talk about love and actions and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, love ain't enough for me right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, because people love folks to death. And
exactly.
I don't want nobody loving me to death.
No.
I don't want nobody loving me to death. So love would never be enough for me anymore.
Yeah.
I need to have respect. I need to have trust. I need to have integrity. I need to have consistency.
True.
I need to have open dialogue.
Yeah.
Because
and transparency.
Yes. We got to be hot with each other.
Yes.
Open, honest, and transparent.
Exactly.
If we can't have the hot conversations, what we doing?
Exactly.
Because I'm not about to allow anyone, not even my own kids, and I love them to death, to keep me from elevating to who God has me to be, or wants me to be, has called me and created me to be.
Yeah.
It's just not worth it. Because at the end of your life, what will your legacy be? What will your legacy be? And I want to ask everybody that's listening and watching that question. At the end of your life, what will your legacy be? And write that down so that you can see what it looks like on paper. And if it's something that you need to fix, you have time now. You're still here.
Yeah.
Because once you're gone, you're gone.
Exactly.
Treat people how you want them to treat you.
Exactly.
Show compassion and kindness and have humility about yourself. And it doesn't take much to smile.
And I'll be nice in general.
Exactly. We have so many people that's ugly in the world and evil that lives among us. It's just too much energy to hate people.
Yeah.
And I'm not telling you to be ignorant or turn a blind eye to somebody that's disrespecting you, because no, that's not going to fly like that. But my auntie told me a long time ago, baby, it takes two people to be stupid. You don't have to be one of them.
Yeah.
And I choose my battles. If I know that we can't have a conversation, why am I even telling you something that's passionate to me?
Right.
Knowing that you're just going to sit there and look at me stupid.
Exactly. I
done got sucked in that energy.
Yeah.
So I'm pissed off.
Yeah.
Knowing that you're not capable of doing it because you just don't want to.
And then also I showed you that I'm not capable of doing it.
And then I'm pissed off.
Yeah.
And I'm now mad at myself for getting sucked in that energy.
Yeah.
And here we are.
Exactly.
Oh my God. But you guys are listening to another episode, the season 4 finale of Kicking It With KeKe, Life, Love, and all that other shit. We're just talking, y'all. We just kicking it and talking it. We just talked about mental health. We talked about being intentional. We talked about being mindful. And we're going to get into, because June is Freedom Month for me, like Juneteenth.
Yeah.
This is when the Black folks found out we was free.
Yeah.
When you hear the word freedom, what does that mean for Braeden?
Freedom. When I hear freedom, I hear like really limitless, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. I feel like you can't be placed in a box when it comes to freedom. Also, I do feel that freedom does have some type of restriction. Because if you end up go about your freedom in the wrong way, then all of a sudden you need to have some type of stability. Boundaries in order for you to be able to be like, okay, well, I know I'm free in this, but at the same time too, I do need to make sure that I still have my life values in place, if that makes sense.
Absolutely.
So freedom for me, I'll say I think freedom for me means something different from somebody that was old in the older generation because of basically what are you getting free from? So for me, I think that once I get to that place of where I'm being free from something, free from depression, free from stress, free from anxiety, free from something like that, then I think that I would have more of appreciation and also a better definition of it, because I mean, it just depends. I know right now, being transparent right now today, I'm about to say, I think I'm working on stuff in order for me to become free from that right now, if that makes sense. And so as long as I'm continuing to be intentional, like we said earlier, and working on myself, then I think that by the time I reach that point of freedom, then I think I'll be good to go.
And my definition of freedom is grace.
Yeah.
Give myself what I give others so freely.
Yeah.
Because I know that I turn a blind eye sometimes. I give people the benefit of the doubt too much.
Yeah.
And I know that I do it too much.
Yeah.
And I always find myself getting hurt or played because of that. But it's just who I am.
Yeah. Because
I give myself a lot of grace now. I know that not every day is gonna be a perfect day for me.
Right.
And I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Not every day is I'm gonna cross off that list of to do. I'm not gonna get to the whole list.
Right.
I used to beat myself up about that. Now I'm like, bitch, you had a list of 10 things, you done did 6. Calm down.
Right.
Go get you a milkshake and sit your ass down somewhere. Reward yourself.
Right.
So freedom for me means grace.
Yeah.
And also freedom for me means intention, really.
Yeah.
Because if you go through life in a captive mindset, you're gonna continue to stay captive.
Yeah, true.
But if you transform and you do the work and you experience that mindset shift, so now you're not living or thinking about scarcity or lack or anything like that, then you become free. Like mentally, the sky ain't even the limit, because people done walked on the moon before.
Yeah.
So you can take yourself anywhere you want to go, but you have to allow yourself to be free to do so.
Exactly.
If you are a product of your environment, free yourself from that.
Yeah.
You can always go back, but why would you?
Exactly.
When you're free from something, you're no longer bound to it.
Correct.
So you're able to walk in love, walk in victory, walk in confidence, in hope, in boldness, in fearlessness, all of those things.
Yeah. So
freedom has one meaning, but with different branches to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And I love that we celebrate Juneteenth, but I think that as a people, we should celebrate each other more. Yeah. And not just in February and Black History Month. Right. Because if we celebrate each other more and we show up for each other, then we that unity starts to look good. Exactly. It starts to form. It starts to become infectious. And we all can grow when we're unified. Yeah. But it starts in the mind. So, quick question for you. What do you think is the main issue when it comes to African Americans when it comes to support? Because for me, I feel like you get more than me. Yeah. You just stole my answer. You left me in my head. Because I'm about to give you an example. You just stole my answer. You were right in my head, because I was just about to say crab mind. The crab mentality. Yeah, the crab mind mentality. Crabs in the barrel mentality. Yeah. It's like I'm gonna help you up, but I'm gonna keep pulling at you because I don't want you to get so far that you might leave me behind. Right. Or you don't come back and offer me your hand to pull me up with you. So I think that, if we get away from that and know that it's enough for everybody, and support is not always about money. True. Then we change the narrative for everything. And then we also have to give each other grace, because I'm pretty sure you had some bad customer service over here with other people. Yeah. But you gave them grace and you went back to the establishment. Yeah. But if it's one of us, you all on social media doing lives about it, you posting about it, you telling these friends and stuff, and word of mouth travels to 30 people within 5 or 10 minutes that can go, and they ain't even the one that it happened to. True. But they leaving bad reviews and whatever. Exactly. So I think that when we allow ourselves to know that it is enough for everybody, then we will unify and, walk in love and walk in victory, because I just don't believe that we were put here to live in scarcity.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Yep. I'm sorry I took your answer, but yeah. You want to say anything else about that? Because you took my answer about the if we're not growing, we can't go.
Yeah.
I was thinking that. I was really thinking
we on one.
Yes, that's the line, because I have a shirt on my website that said "Grow on." Like, you have to grow on.
Yeah,
you have to grow on from whatever you overcome, from whatever triggers or traumas or whatever, because we all go through life. Some have it harder than others, but at the same time, you have to realize that you are not your trauma, and you have to want to free yourself from that.
True.
So I'll tell anybody that has gone through some trauma or whatever, you're doing yourself a disservice by not talking about it. Talk about it, get it out, release and cleanse yourself. You don't, and if it's dealing with like family issues, man, you grown. When you grown and you got a family of your own, you don't owe them people nothing.
True.
You ain't got to go sit at the cookout or at the family reunion around all these people that know that you were molested or touched or abused or whatever. You don't owe them your presence. You don't owe them an apology. You were the victim. You've overcome that now, so you are an overcomer.
Right.
So when you change the way you think, you change the way that you look at life. You don't look at yourself, oh, I was this, or I was that. You're no longer that.
Right.
God allows you to become free. And then some people blame God on some of the situations that they've been in, but God ain't always to blame.
True.
Sometimes your mama made a bad decision.
True.
Sometimes your daddy made a bad decision.
True.
Sometimes we make bad decisions, but we quick to blame God. We
Yeah.
quick to blame the devil too, and he ain't always the case.
Exactly.
So, and I'm passionate about that, because I had to get out of that victim mentality.
Yeah.
I walked outside one day and my car was gone. Got stolen. I knew I had to go to work, so guess what? What took me 5 minutes to get to work took me 2 hours, because I had to go ride the bus now.
Right.
But at the same time, I was the one who unhooked my battery so that my alarm system couldn't keep beeping at random times or whatever.
Right.
And now when I needed it, it didn't go off.
Right.
So I can't blame nobody else
other than you.
Other than me.
Yeah.
I know that now. You couldn't have told me that then, because it wasn't my fault. Just like when I got mugged in broad daylight, I was the one who went to my trunk and got my purse out. And I didn't think anything of it, but I'm like, you keeping your purse in the trunk. So that's telling somebody something is in that purse of value.
True.
Didn't think that at the time. So when you look at different situations when I look at situations, so I'm not going to speak for everybody, that I've gone through in life, I have to look at it from a positive way and see how I played a part in what happened.
Correct.
And I think that mindfulness comes in. You just, I don't know. I don't play the big victim. I don't deal in excuses. I don't beat myself up about it. It happened. Then I'm not the same person.
Yeah.
How can we grow from it?
Yeah.
And if I'm able to inspire somebody else who may be listening or watching, to just take a step back and put yourself in a situation and figure out how you can make it better, to make it positive instead of negative, because that negative, it will eat you alive if you allow it to.
Yes.
So yeah, and so for Freedom Month, Juneteenth, I love what it stands for, but to be free, it starts from inwardly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because even whenever you look at people that's in jail, if they get set out, I mean, to some they're free, to some they're still not, because they're still stuck in their old life. They're still stuck in the old mentality. They're still stuck in their old religious practice. They're still stuck in basically like the daily routine, what they were used to. But it's a difference between, you look at one that has been incarcerated for 15 years, 20 years, to somebody that's been incarcerated for 50. It's gonna be a different outlook, because time, and like going to that point with time time is very precious. We're not going to get another this time that you're seeing this podcast ever in life. Time is something that keeps going and does not wait for anybody else. So if time does not, so if you're not going to be able to get time back, anything like that, why waste your time that you're not going to get back on somebody that's not even willing to
put their time into you?
Correct. Ooh. Or even appreciate your time.
Oh, Lord. Yeah. That's good. That is so good. That is so good. Yes, I love it.
Into that, like, don't waste your time with family members and all that other stuff that don't even mean anything good to you or anything like that. And it's okay for you to distance yourself.
Listen, all blood don't make you family.
Exactly.
They are relatives. You can't choose that, but you can choose your family.
But like what you said earlier, how people blame God and they blame the devil and all that other stuff. When it comes to certain family members and all that other stuff, they blame the devil for the separation of family because that's what the devil wants. But the devil is not operating in individuals that's in your family that's already causing mess and discord and all that other stuff. So I think once you start once you find a snake and you check it,
you got to cut the head off.
Correct, and remove it. And once you're able to remove it and you find out that person is still a snake, then that's when you separate yourself. But you can't fault me or you can't hate me for separating myself because I'm choosing peace over chaos. I'm choosing love over chaos. I'm choosing grace over chaos. And I'm giving you grace and I still love you at the end of the day. But at the same time, too, I know that in order for me to love you, I don't have to deal with you.
Yes.
So, I mean, Christ loves us all. But at the same time, too, he deals with certain people on a different level. And so in that, if Christ can do it, then I know that I can do it as well.
Absolutely. And sometimes you just have to pray for people and love them from a distance. Exactly. And it's okay. I've done that and I'm a better person for it. The people who I have disconnected with are people that I just no longer have the desire to be connected with anymore.
True.
We had our season. It was great while it was great, or maybe it wasn't. And then God separated it for a reason.
Exactly.
Or I separated it for a reason. Or, I pray a lot. So when I pray about things and it happened, I contribute that to, okay, God, thank you. You were looking out for me.
Right.
And God has looked out for me when I wasn't looking out for myself. And I know it wasn't nobody but God.
Yeah.
Yes.
Save a whole bunch of decisions that you be praying about.
Anytime you see the Grim Reaper standing in your living room about to come get you, you can't tell me how good God is because I already know it because I wouldn't be sitting here.
Yeah.
He kept saying, close your eyes, you'll never wake up again. That's what he was saying to me. Close your eyes, you'll never wake up again. And here I am, praying, crying out, singing hymns. Like the people that was there with me was like, I didn't even know you could sing like that. That wasn't me because but I mean I can hold a tune or whatever, but they was like, no, you was like going in the spirit. I was like, if you saw what I saw staring back at me saying the stuff that they were saying to me, you would have been crying out too.
Yeah.
And it was because of the situation that I put myself in. And I know that I put myself in it. So I know it wasn't nobody but God that was keeping me here, that kept me here.
Yeah.
So yeah. All right, so we talking about the Black freedom and all of things. Let's get into Father's Day because June, Father's Day is in a couple of days.
Yeah.
I know you lost your dad and it's coming up on the anniversary and all of the things like that. I think when this episode airs, the anniversary will be passed.
Yeah.
So how do you feel each June?
June is a hard month for me. June is a very, very hard month for me. I hate to say it like that, or put it in the atmosphere, but June is. That is. Like during this time, I lost my daddy, and then also I lost my grandpa at the same time. So during that time, 2012, I was going through grief like no other. And then also could have died, honestly. Because especially my mama would never make the decision to be like, nah, we getting up, going to the hospital. Yeah, I could have slept away, because my asthma was acting up. I was very emotional. I didn't want to go to the hospital because I was afraid of needles and all that stuff. It's just like it's like a reminder of basically like what you want, what you had basically on earth is now gone. So I mean, June for me, it's like it's a whole bunch in a lot because, and I'm grateful God allows me to be very busy during this month. So I'm very grateful for it. That God allows me to still be able to move around, function, all of this stuff, and I'm not in that that grieving state, or I'm not in that state or in that mindset of where it's like, dang, like
I can't go on.
Yeah. So and then too, for the people out there, the people out here who have lost their parents and all of this stuff, with that. So June for me, Father's Day for me is like the hardest day out of all days in June. June 4th is one, then Father's Day is the right after that, because it's a constant reminder. So but it's bittersweet, you know, because June was like the month that I end up starting another job, you know. So that's why I said, like, each and every year I look forward to what God is going to do in my life personally, because he always do big things. And so for me, like, June is just a month that God just
shows out.
Yeah, and he keeps me busy. He keep like, I'll be working, like I'm going to Texas literally. And so I'll be in Texas for that entire week. You know what I'm saying? So but it's like a bittersweet. It's a bitter month, but it's kind of sweet at the same time too, because this is the month that my dad comes to me like never before. And to a degree, it's sad, because it's like, dang, I wish he was like real or he was here. But at the same time, too, it's like, I appreciate it, because right when my dad died, I said, God, I don't want my dad to come here to me in flesh or spirit or whatever you believe in. I don't want, you know how they have stories of like somebody sit on their bed and all that stuff. I was like, God, no, I need you to be able to send him to me in my dreams, because I dream. So I said, God, send him to me in my dreams. I said, if you can send him, and I prayed that when I was 11. And like literally when I prayed that prayer, God was actually keep sending him in my dreams. And every time it was a different scenario, I know exactly who he is. He's talking to me. We're having a full-fledged conversation. He's asking me about what's going on today. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, you know, he knows everything that's going on. And then also he's giving me advice about what's going on next, you know, all that stuff. So it's kind of like a bittersweet, because he gets to visit me more.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
And so, and then too, you know, on my like June, I tell people all the time, like, I'm not going to be as energetic, or I'm not going to be out there as much, because it's a hard month. So, I mean, whenever I was able to acknowledge that for myself, I think that's what kind of helped me. So I know that July is coming right after this. Yeah. You know? And so although it's not going to change.
June is your winter.
Yeah.
And July is the springtime.
Correct.
Yeah.
So and like, especially whenever you're dealing with like a loss like that, like a major loss. And I lost my daddy at 11. Yeah. So like literally like a major loss. It's just a constant reminder for me that you miss graduations, you miss me getting a new job, you miss me moving into my own apartment, you know, you miss me graduating from high school, you miss, you know, all these major things. Like, you miss me getting my first car, you miss, you know, get my driver's license, stuff like that. You know, things that people always take for granted, that have fathers out here, and they don't even look at it as like, dang, I still got my daddy here. Like, I can go pick up my daddy right now. We can go to lunch. We can go have a, you know, whatever. I don't have that same pleasure. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And so it just, to some cases in Father's Day, it saddens me that a lot of people are out here that have fathers are very ungrateful for who they have. And for me, it's like, dang, I mean, I would rather have a father that I don't speak to, that I have a chance to basically get things right. Get things right, than for me not to have anybody at all. Yeah. Because that's like a hurt, that's like a pain that you will never, ever get back at all. Right. And so it's very important that whenever you have your father here, cherish the hell out of him.
Man, tell the people, man.
Cherish the hell out of him. You know, you got a father out here, cherish him as much as possible. I don't care what the hell going on. Y'all could not be talking. Y'all could be literally fussing at each other. He could have not claimed you. You couldn't have even known. You could have just met him. Treat that as an opportunity for you to be able to open yourself, so you won't become the person that he already became in your life. And for my daddy was awesome. So yeah, so my daddy was awesome. My daddy was like literally he wasn't a saint, but it makes me sad each and every time I think about it, because me and my sister was up there having this conversation like a while back. And I actually was able to put myself in his shoes and how he felt. And one thing I could say that my daddy really wanted, in my opinion, was just to be loved. Yeah. Loved and appreciated.
Yeah.
And people, the amount of people that sit there and like use the hell out of him, the amount of people that sit there and talked about him behind his back, the amount of people that sit there and basically wronged him because he wasn't basically up there mentally all the way because of health situations and strokes and heart attacks and all this stuff. So you're not going to be at your 100% self.
Right.
So I think that, those people, for me, it's like, now that I see them, it's like, oh, well, I miss your daddy. And for me, that's like a slap in my face because it's like you misusing him. You miss
what you miss about him.
Yeah, like you miss him being able to come to your house and fix your car. And then he's saying like, I'm only gonna charge you $100, knowing good and hell well a good mechanic, and he went to school for the stuff, will be charging you $600, $700. But because of who he is, who he is, like the name that he carry, all that other stuff, he only charged you $100 to flip your entire motor in your car, and now you good to go and you riding. But you can't even go pick him up at the nurse home in order for him to go pick up his son. Yeah. So he can spend time with his son. Or you can't even go pick him up in order for him to go to church with you. Or you can't even go pick him up to go to the store to get simple stuff. So now, like, when I look at people that's even kin to me on his side, I don't know, like, and being transparent, like, we are all not perfect in family, anything like that. But honestly, and if they do watch, I pray y'all are. But at the same time too, like, if you do watch, I do want that relationship where we can basically mend what has been broken 11 years later. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm still willing to give you that grace. I'm still willing to open myself up and be like, you know what? I obviously you didn't know during that time. Yeah, yeah. But 2023, but this is where we at. I'm grown now. I can't fault you for what you didn't know. I understand that you didn't want to pick up responsibility for an 11-year-old, but at the same time too, it was your duty, it was your due diligence to make sure that I was able to be raised upon what my mama was able to do as a woman. But it was your responsibility, men who were in my life, to make sure that I was able to grow up to be the man that I am supposed to be today. But I'm also grateful that you wasn't there, because now I'm even better for it. Yeah. So I'm sorry, y'all, I went on a rant, but that's how. Hey, listen, that's how I am.
I thank you for being transparent. Yeah. I know that it was hard to talk about, but you did it with grace.
Yeah,
you did.
And then too, you like June itself is like a hard month, but at the same time too, God has, and I can tell that I'm healed from that because I used to be able to cry. I used to cry every time. I used to cry.
I was just about to say that, and then you was like, "Listen."
Yeah, but I used to cry. Like, I used to cry about it so much. Like, I really did. Yeah. And even to this day, like, knowing that I was able to put myself in my daddy's shoes, and knowing what he wanted, and knowing what he was actually designed out there, sometimes it does get me emotional, because it's like, damn, all you wanted was love, and nobody was able to give you that.
Listen. And we got a couple, a little bit of time, but I want to talk about the importance of having the Black fathers in the house.
Yeah. Very important. Yeah. Black fathers in the house is very important. I need all my African American men to stand up. Be a man that God called you to be.
No excuses, man.
Exactly. No excuses. Then if you make up an excuse in order for you not to be there, it's only, for me, that means that, and the reason why I say this, and I'm grateful that we're on this subject, if you allow an excuse or a situation in order for you to keep up with your child or something like that, I really need you to go ahead and assess yourself as a man. I don't care what's going on at all. I'm going to tell you my daddy's story really quickly, really briefly. Dad got sick in the hospital, went to, the hospital, local hospital, ended up getting effed up with them, or whatever. Then he had like a whole bunch of health issues right after that. And so he had to be basically placed in a nursing home. But he had one child by blood connected, and he had 3 other kids that he took as his own. You know what I'm saying? And so if a man that was young as hell, because my dad only died when he was 49 years old, and so that makes you think about like how old you are now. You say you 45. So like literally you knocking on like, oh damn, I didn't pass.
I told you I'm middle age.
And so, like, for him not to even be able to make it to that 50 mark, other than that year, he would have made 50. But at the same time, too, he did not let anything stop him from anything, like from doing anything at all. And that's what I'm grateful for. And so, for the men out there, it is very important for you to be in your child's life. It's very important for you to be in the household. It's very important for you to make sure that you show up, because if you don't show up, trust and believe, there's a whole bunch of people that's gonna show up, and you do not want them to show up in the way
Good
that you
and bad.
Yeah, in the way that you need them to. So like literally, don't let nothing stop you from going to go see your child. Don't let nothing stop you from spending that time with kids, you know, that you do have, that you know about, all that other stuff, because you know people
keep secrets.
Yeah, so like definitely show up, definitely be there, be the man that God called you to be, man. At the end of the day, do something different, do something that your daddy didn't do for you. Don't let that be an excuse of why you're not showing up for your own kids. Because if Charles Mayfield Holden could sit there and be in the nursing home and still have time to take care of his kids while up there getting assistance from the government and all this stuff, and he made sure that he still went out and bust his ass to work, you don't have no excuse. Sick and all, still did it.
Yep. And I don't want people to get upset, but hey, we have transparent conversations over here. Women, you love that man at some point. Unless it was something domestic, I understand. But being petty and keeping that man from his kids, stop that.
Please. Because you're ruining the child and you're not even thinking about that.
Yeah.
Because
the child is the one that's gonna be hurt in the long run.
And you're not thinking about the trauma that you're actually inflicting on that child. So now they're like, oh, well, daddy, you wasn't there, and now I'm up there blaming you. But then when the truth comes out,
they're gonna be looking at you stupid.
Correct. And then they're gonna hate you for it, because it's like, well, damn, my daddy was trying to get to me. He has the receipts and all of him to show that he was trying to get to me. But you, as a parent, as the mother, you didn't allow him to do that.
Yeah. Everybody
that comes in your life don't need to be your kid's stepdaddy either. So listen, make sure that you go make sure that you do your due diligence to make sure that your child's father is in your life. And even if you don't have kids and you going through, it's like, man, I need to get back close to my daddy. Like, this just inspired me, all this stuff. I dare you to do it, because I dared my cousin to do it, or whatever, and she did it. Praise thank God, the year that she did it, he passed away.
Oh, wow. But she was able to make amends.
Exactly. So imagine now, and she appreciate him more, but imagine if she would have never ever made that decision at all, to go back and be like, you know what, daddy, what happened? Like, what's going on?
Right.
You know, like, let's have a conversation. I'm grown, you grown. Let's go ahead and have this conversation. Let's have this open dialogue.
Right.
And if you're not able to have that conversation with your parents right now as a grown adult, something is going on. Because obviously they have something that they up there need to go through themselves, and give them grace at the same time too. But at the same time, ask those questions. And that's me right now. I'm asking my mama hard ass questions, because it's like, I need to know what the hell was going on way back in the day. Why you made this decision? Why you fell in love with my daddy? Why you picked him out of all people? You know, like, what made you end up having me? You know, all the other stuff. Like, I'm asking those questions because now I'm grown enough in order for me to be able to understand where you were at. And I can't fault you for not knowing.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. And so now, as a female, what you just said, you need to be able to pinpoint who has been in your child's life. Again, everybody that come in your life don't need to be your child's stepdaddy. Everybody that you end up meeting, if you dating, don't introduce them to your kids. That leads confusion. That leads a whole bunch of unanswered questions. And then now it's like this kid is up there looking at this person as a father figure. And then all of a sudden their real dad is like, well, damn, like, where am I at? Like, come on now. Like, I can't even show up. And because I'm not even allowed to show up and actually tend to my child. I'm sorry I wasn't able to be there back in the day, but now I'm trying to make the effort to be able to show up and actually be there for my child, and you're not allowing me to do that. Right. Still giving the same grace.
Right.
And we talk about grace, but we don't give it. You know what I'm saying?
What I'm saying.
And we talk about favor and all that stuff that we want from God and all this stuff, but how can he give it to us if we're not even willing to relinquish that right and give it to everybody else? Sometimes grace do have stipulations, don't get me wrong. But at the same time too, if you already know that this person is serious and he not bullshitting and he actually gonna be there and step up and be the man that he needs to be, let that man do that. Because at the end of the day, baby, once you die, and if you believe in God, you gotta answer for that, not him. Yeah. Because he didn't did his work.
Preach. Braeden had a whole sermon.
But I'm just saying, like, he didn't did his work already.
You get the collection. I'm being serious because that's a serious matter. There's too many broken families when it comes to the dynamics of who is there versus who not. Because we got some damn good daddies out there. Don't get me wrong. We have some that's trash, just
Yeah.
like we have damn good moms and some that's trash. And just because you have a kid don't make you a parent. Let's just be real about it.
Exactly.
Because you know, kids catch hell.
Exactly.
And like I said, unless it's a situation that was deadly, domestic, where you had to get out, we're not talking to you.
Yeah.
We're not. But at some point, you have to become an overcomer and quit putting the victim as your title.
Yeah.
Because you are a survivor, but you overcame so much. So we're not talking to the women who protected their kid by getting out from their dad if they were abusive or whatever. We're not talking to the dad that was protecting their kid by getting away from the mom or whatever, because domestic violence goes both ways.
True.
Women and men experience it. But we're talking about the man that's actually trying to be a part of their child's life, that's doing the work, that's showing you he's ready to be the man that you want him to be for your kids. Let that man, I mean, it can start with 30 minutes to an hour just to see how the interaction gonna be.
Yeah.
And grow from there.
True.
You know, we hold each other back by not giving people, like you said, giving each other grace.
Yeah.
And at some point, yeah, this man was in his 20s wilding out and doing stupid shit. Now he's in his 30s and 40s, and he realized the error of his ways, and he's trying to make amends for that because he's no longer in that mentality or that mindset.
Yeah.
We just gotta try.
Yeah.
We gotta try.
And do better.
Do better and try.
Then also hope. And then too, if he's not trying to do that, hold him accountable.
Hold him accountable. Yeah.
But also, I also stress out to men, if you're not, don't expect the person that you're dealing with to submit to you if you're not if you don't have anybody to submit to.
Oh.
So you can't expect them to submit to you if you don't have anybody to submit to.
Where we going? Like, where you leading us to?
Yeah.
Like, where I'm following you, but where we going?
Yeah.
Because if I know that you're leading us down a path of destruction, I'm gonna take the lead.
Yeah.
I'm not going with you.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's submissive, and that people misconstrue that. Like, yeah, I'm gonna be submissive to a person that's leading us somewhere, and you have to follow Christ or God. You know, whoever you believe in, we believe in God over here.
Yeah.
So you have to. It's all about the choices that you make,
Exactly.
and even if you don't follow God or believe in God or whatever, still be a damn good person.
Exactly.
It don't take you believing in nobody but yourself to be a good person.
Exactly.
So let's just put that out there.
Exactly.
And it takes more to be a bad person than a good person.
Exactly.
In my opinion. Because that means that you done gave away your soul.
Yeah.
Being heartless and soulless and just callous and malicious and all that stuff. It's too much evil in the world to be becoming part of the problem.
Yeah.
But yeah, we could go on and on about that. Braeden, thank you so much for giving us that sermon, you know. Hallelujah with the hallelujah. You know, blessed be. And I'm so serious because we didn't know that conversation was going to go that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have talking points, yeah, but that was just God just used you as a vessel.
Yeah.
To pour into somebody.
And I just pray that they actually listening, because it's very important. And then too, also, you do have to answer for that whenever you actually get the knowledge of, I need to do better. Because you can't go to God and be like, well, I didn't know. I sent you this avenue. I sent you this answer. So you can't say that you didn't know. You just didn't want to know.
You didn't want to.
And you didn't open your ears. You didn't open your eyes and for you to see what was going on and assess your situation.
Your heart too.
Correct. And you definitely didn't open your heart. But yeah, definitely do. I say we as people in general need to do better. We
just need to do better. Every day you should try to become a better version of yourself tomorrow if you're blessed to see that.
Exactly.
And that's why I said I'm my own competition, because I need to make sure that I'm better tomorrow if I'm blessed to see it than what I was today.
Exactly.
I don't have time to worry about nobody else because I don't have it right yet. I'm working, I'm striving, I'm trying to get to what God has for me, what He has for me. So I can't be worrying about what you got going on. And I'll never get there.
And if you're up there actually tapping into your purpose and all this stuff, you're not worrying about where everybody else is what they're doing
at all.
You worrying about what you're doing and the person that you're up there answering to, or the being that you're up there answering to. You're making sure that you're up there following the alignment of what God had already created for you to already go on to. So you're not even worrying about what everybody up there saying, what everybody up there doing, because you decide that you up there want to be different and want to make sure that you follow what he has already told you to do in the first beginning.
And you know when you're doing wrong.
Exactly.
You know.
Because their conscience gonna tear your ass up.
That conviction.
And some people say conscience, I say Holy Spirit.
That's
for me, because that be the
because I'm convicted by the Holy Spirit.
Yes, and the Holy Spirit be wearing my behind out sometimes. Mm-hmm. But at the same time too, when once you know right, it's time for you to go ahead and do right. Don't be ignorant. You
gotta do it though. You gotta want to do it.
Exactly.
Because you can know right all day long. I can know that, driving on the left side of the road and it's traffic coming is wrong. But if I do it, it's a choice that I'm making.
Correct.
And I'm putting myself and anybody that's in the car with me in danger, as well as the people that's driving on the right side because I'm on the wrong.
Correct.
It's like stopping at a red light. Red means stop. Correct. But if I keep going, guess what's going to happen? There we go.
Yeah.
But you guys have been listening to the season finale of Kickin It With KeKe, Life, Love, and all that other shit. I have been joined with my nephew, Braeden, Mr. # I'm different. And we talked about a lot doing this.
Yeah, we did. We did
a lot. But that's how you close out a season. And if you want more of it, baby, y'all better come back for season 5.
Turn up.
Season 5. Kickin It With KeKe. Listen, man. And y'all make sure y'all go and follow my new IG page. It's Kickin It With KeKe Media. Kicking without the G. Y'all follow me. I need some followers. And it's a new page. I've been had it for a couple weeks now. So I'm doing good.
Yeah, that is good.
But I need some more followers. Yes, I have my first live event coming up. So if you follow the page, you'll be able to watch it live because I am doing the social media hosting for the Legends Award in October. And we are doing an event in this June. Yeah. Yeah. Libras. Oh.
Libras, the best out here. Y'all better know it.
Y'all already know the Capricorns close the year and start the year. That's enough said.
Anyway.
We're gonna
always what? Hey, so it's fine. I love it though.
Because we great.
Yeah.
But you guys, make sure that you are mindful. Make sure you stay intentional. Make sure that you tap into your mental health. Check yourself before you wreck yourself, right? I know I'm telling my age on that, but hey, it is what it is. God is good. I don't look 45, but I love it. I love this person that I'm becoming. I love who God has called me to be. And I'm going to continue to walk in the favor that he has for me. And I'm not ashamed to tell people how good he is. Praise God. But if your life doesn't inspire you, you need to do something different.
Yeah.
So until next time, you guys be great. Purple hugs.